The current time is 2:30 p.m. Conditions in the Jacksonville metropolitan area are heavy rain and wind, with a temperature of 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Here is your weekend forecast for the area. On Saturday it will be windy with a high of 62 degrees.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Jacksonville, Florida. A special marine statement has been issued for the counties of Nassau, Duval, St. Johns, and Flagler, until further notice. Throughout the morning, rough sea conditions have been observed in waters about 60 nautical miles out from Fernandina Beach to 60 miles out from Flagler Beach. Wave heights were reported to be anywhere from 7 to 10 feet, with rough surf. There is also a strong rip current risk in these areas. This is believed to be due to a strong coastal storm around 200 nautical miles off the coast of Jacksonville Beach, Florida. In addition to these rough sea conditions, there have also been numerous strong thunderstorms in and around this coastal area. If you plan on going to the beach today, it is advised that you remain out of the water and be wary for quickly developing thunderstorms. Areas impacted include, but are not limited to, Fernandina Beach, Jacksonville Beach, Neptune Beach, Villano Beach, St. Augustine, and Flagler Beach. Generally, anywhere along the coast in the counties of Nassau, Duval, St. Johns, and Flagler will have the potential to see these conditions. Activities that involve the water should be avoided, including swimming, surfing, and boating. These conditions could pose a life-threatening risk to boaters, due to the high risk of a boat getting capsized. Due to the rough conditions, search and rescue teams may take longer to reach your location if your boat tips over. Repeating, a special marine statement has been issued for the counties of Nassau, Duval, St. Johns, and Flagler, until further notice.
Hello everyone, my name is James Bold, local reporter for First Coast Weather and News. Today, a story that takes place right on our First Coast. Early Friday afternoon, a strong low-pressure system began developing around 200 miles off the first coast of Florida. This led to strong coastal winds, rough surf, and nasty weather on and around the coast. This still has not discouraged some people from trying to go out on boats or hitting the beach. This has led to 2 boats being lost at sea over the past 2 days, along with a reported 6 drownings over the weekend. Local authorities are asking people to please remain off the beach until the storm has cleared. If a large amount of people choose to ignore this request, the beaches may be shut down until this situation clears. The coastal storm is expected to begin to lighten up sometime on the afternoon of December 10th. We will keep you updated with new information as it comes in. Now, on to the 7-day forecast.
This message is being broadcast by civil authorities within the state of Florida. A law enforcement warning has been issued for the coastal counties of the First Coast, until further notice. This includes the counties of Nassau, Duval, St. Johns, and Flagler. Throughout the day today, strange phenomena has been occurring along the beaches in our local coastal counties. Many people begun to head back to the beaches today, after a coastal storm cleared the area earlier yesterday afternoon. Lifeguards in the area were observing strange behavior in people. A few people were observed staring out into the ocean, as if they were looking for something. These people then proceeded to walk out into the water, swimming as far out as possible, where their bodies would eventually give out. Lifeguards then attempted to go out and save them. There have been around 40 reports of near drownings along our local beaches. While most people came out okay, 2 people have drowned today. The rest of the people that lived are in poor conditions at local hospitals. One survivor who was in a good enough condition to talk says they heard something calling out to them in the water. They claimed they felt a very strong compulsion to go into the water and to not come back. Local police departments are currently advising people stay away from the water until this situation has been figured out. If you hear medical vehicles coming onto the beach, try and leave as clear of a path as possible for them to go through, so they can get to any people in the water that were having trouble. When someone has ingested a large amount of water and nearly drowned, every second counts. If you encounter someone washing ashore who is struggling, try to get the attention of a lifeguard immediately. If no lifeguard is in the area, attempt to conduct CPR on the person who is having trouble breathing. If you cannot do it yourself, try to find someone in the area who can. If you or someone around you needs help while on the beach, do not hesitate to call your local law enforcement agency. This message is being broadcast at the request of the St. John's Police Department. A local area emergency has been issued for St. Johns County, Florida, until further notice. Over the past 24 hours, strange behavior has been observed by individuals near coastal regions of the county. Many people reported what sounded like singing coming from the ocean, even being heard from miles inland. It is unknown where this singing is coming from, or if it is even real. Regardless of if it is real or just hallucinations in people's heads, around 50 people have been reported to have gone missing in the past 24 hours. Reports from bystanders claim that these people walked out into the ocean, never to be seen again. It is currently being advised that no one within the county of St. John's goes to the beach. Authorities are currently working on restricting access to these areas. Some people have claimed to see mysterious figures in the water. Reports vary, but generally, it has been reported that they have seen what seems to be young women, standing out on the sandbar in the water, even in the middle of the night. Any attempts to communicate with them have failed. They seem to just be staring towards the coast. It is suspected that these women may have something to do with this situation, and law enforcement is expected to investigate this situation immediately. In the meantime, there is no active threat to your life. As a precaution, it is advised you stay away from the beach, and remain indoors if possible. If you have any questions about this event, feel free to contact your local law enforcement agency for more information on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of civil authorities in the state of Florida. A civil danger warning has been issued for the coastal counties of the First Coast until further notice. This includes the counties of Nassau, Duval, St. John's, and Flagler. Throughout the past 2 days, around 200 missing persons reports have been filed across the 4 previously mentioned counties. Initially, the causes of people's strange behaviors in coastal areas was unknown, but an answer may have been uncovered. There have been many reports that people have seen and heard what seem to be young women, standing out in the sandbar in the water. These women vary in appearance, but generally seem to be around the age of 25, have long hair, and various skin tones. It has been reported that these women have been calling out to people of any gender, trying to convince them to come out into the water. It is said that these women are trying to coax people into coming out by enticing them with their deepest desires. This could be many things: physical gratification, promises of companionship, wealth, or status are just some of the topics they try to use. Why some people seem to be more affected by these women is unknown. The current theory is that these women lure people out into the water, and then attempt to drown the individual. Law enforcement has been actively trying to apprehend these women, but with little progress. Reports have come in that some people can hear their voices from over 8 miles inland. Once someone is under the influence of their calls, It becomes very difficult to snap them out of it. If someone around you seems to be under the influence of these calls, try to snap them out of it. This can be done by simply talking to them, reminding them that they should not listen to these women. If necessary, you can attempt to physically restrain them. Though this is ill-advised, as some people under the influence of these calls seem to become very agitated when someone else tries to interrupt their journey to the beach. If necessary, contact your local law enforcement agency for assistance. If you feel you are beginning to be affected by these calls, try and block them out. This can be done by wearing headphones and playing music through them. If you are at home, you can try covering your ears with pillows to keep the sound out. Really, any loud distraction can help prevent you from falling into their trap. The current amount of these women along the coast is unknown, but estimates range from anywhere between 100 to 300. If you spot one of these women out in the water, contact your local law enforcement agency immediately. This message is being broadcast at the request of civil authorities in the state of Florida. A shelter-in-place order has been issued for the coastal counties of the First Coast until further notice. This includes the counties of Nassau, Duval, St. John's, and Flagler. Throughout the day today, the situation involving strange women luring people into the ocean has worsened. Many people, even those far from the beach, have reported feeling affected by their calls. Law enforcement agencies are currently trying to restrict access to the ocean on as many roads as possible to ensure people cannot make it to the ocean. It has been discovered that these creatures are known as sirens. Sirens are creatures that were thought to just be mythological beings. They attempt to lure people into the ocean with promises of fulfilling their deepest desires, and then they drown the victim by dragging them under the water. They appear as half-woman, half-bird hybrids. Considering these creatures were thought to be just legends, it is unknown if killing them is possible. They generally do not seem hostile until you get close to them, so it is best to keep your distance from them. Anyone within 10 miles of the east coast of the before-mentioned counties are asked to shelter in place until this situation is under control. This is a dire situation. Bodies have been showing up on the shore in the dozens, with more expected over the coming days. For the time being, remain in your shelters. If possible, block off any possible entrances to your house with noise-dampening items. This can include blankets, towels, and pillows. Put these objects under doors and window frames to try and keep out the sound of the outside world. If you have headphones of any kind, it is suggested that you start listening to loud music or videos to try and block out the siren song. While this type of loud volume exposure can cause hearing loss in the long run, it is likely better than what the sirens want to do to you. The number of sirens is currently unknown at this time, but estimates now range from 400 to 600. Whatever you do, do not give in to their temptation. Remember, they cannot actually solve any of your problems, or give you what you want. It's all a ploy to take your life. Stay tuned to local media and law enforcement for more updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of civil authorities in the state of Florida. An immediate evacuation order has been issued for the coastal counties of the First Coast until further notice. This includes the counties of Nassau, Duval, St. John's, and Flagler. The situation involving the sirens has become too difficult to control. Coastal counties are losing people by the dozens every hour. Local authorities in the area are working to evacuate all coastal counties in northeastern Florida. Anyone in the counties of Nassau, Duval, St. John's, and Flagler are being asked to evacuate to the next western county over. This includes the counties of Clay, Putnam, Baker, and Bradford. Generally, People should attempt to evacuate over the St. Johns River. When evacuating, bring only one bag per person. Only bring the bare necessities with you. Bring enough food, water, and clothing to last you and your loved ones at least 14 days. When you attempt to leave your house, wear protective earwear to prevent the siren's song from taking hold of you. These protective items can include, but are not limited to, earplugs, headphones, or earbuds. If you feel you are beginning to succumb to the effects of the siren's song, you must resist. Remember, the sirens cannot actually fulfill your desires. It is all a ploy to attempt to drown you and take your life. The current death toll is estimated to be around 500 people, with more to come if evacuation efforts are not taken immediately. Please heed this warning. If you don't choose to comply, you are risking certain death. Even if you think that you are immune to their calls, it can be overwhelming. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future.
Disregard all the rude things they have said about us. We simply want what is best for you. They see it as fulfilling empty desires, we see it as granting your wildest wishes. Even if we wanted to hurt you, going a few more miles inland won't save you now. Just come out to us. We promise we will make it as quick and painless as possible. It makes it easier if you simply close your eyes and succumb to the water. Even though you may die, we will make those final moments well worth the effort. But where you're going, you won't need air to breathe. The decision is up to you now. Either flee inland and keep living your boring lives, or come out to us, and we'll make the trip worth it.